Today in our 2018 GMC Canyon, we're going to be taking a look at the best custom fit floor mats. When shopping for a floor mat, the top concerns you might have are the fit on your floorboard, the coverage it has on your floorboard, and the durability of the mat. With that in mind, today we're going to be taking a look at the Husky Liners WeatherBeater, the WeatherTech Floor Mat, and the Westin Sure-Fit. Well, first let's talk about the fit of each floor mat. Each one is going to be custom fit to your truck. But after taking a look at them, it seems to be the WeatherTech is going to have the cleanest fit. You can see it has the very tight edges all around it, and it's just going to fit more exact and more perfect to the contours of your floorboard. Now, while Husky Liner and Westin are going to fit your floorboard very well, WeatherTech's just going to have that one step up above them. Now let's go into the coverage you have on your floorboard. So let's start with the WeatherTech and Husky Liners. The Husky Liner is going to extend a little bit more behind your pedals and a little bit farther back towards your seat to give more coverage that way. But over on the WeatherTech, it's going to have taller sidewalls on both sides for those times where your feet might kind of sway and drift off to the side when you're driving. It's going to help protect the sidewalls a little better than the Husky Liners can. Now if we come over to the Westin, it's kind of going to be the best of both worlds for the other two, because you're going to get good coverage up behind your pedals and also up towards your seat. The drawback is that it doesn't have any caps over the anchor points like the Husky Liner and the WeatherTech does. So water could seep through around your anchor points and get into your carpet. So when it comes to overall coverage, it is kind of a toss-up. We'll leave that up to you to decide which one is best for your needs. The last category we're going to talk about is overall durability and longevity. Now the WeatherTech and the Husky Liners are going to be about the same thickness when it comes to how they're constructed, whereas the Westin will be just a bit thinner. Now over here, we're going to take a look at the Husky Liners. One thing they have done is they have these raised pads right here, typically where your heel is going to sit when you're driving, and that's going to help reduce the wear and tear over time the more you use your vehicle. Because we all know that the longer your heel sits there, the more it moves around, going from your gas pedal to your brake pedal. Over time, it does take a toll. Now when it comes to cleaning and maintenance, the porous texture that the WeatherTech and the Westin have can sometimes trap in dirt, especially when you don't clean them over time. Over here, the Husky Liner is going to have a bit of a smoother material, not as porous, so hosing them off or scrubbing them down is going to be a little bit easier than on the other two mats. So overall durability and longevity, Husky Liners will take that category. With each set of the floor mats, you're going to get a driver's side and a passenger side. So let's take a quick look at the passenger sides. Because we don't have the stay put anchors embedded in the floorboard like we do on the driver's side, each one's going to have a different way of staying put. For the Husky Liners, just like on the driver's side, we're going to have these stay put nibs that are all across the area of the back of the floor mat. These nibs dig into the carpet and hold it in place for when you're constantly getting in and out of the truck. Over to the WeatherTech, then we have this retention kit, which does the same thing that the stay put nibs do. These pointed edges dig into the carpet. You just clip them in under those anchor points right there. And then like I said, it digs into the carpet and makes sure that the mat doesn't move too much. Over on the Westin, we aren't going to have any type of stay put nibs or retention kit on the backside. It's going to be smooth. We do have something that helps out with it staying put. We have these hook and loop pads with an adhesion back on them, but those are more for making sure that this piece stays on the threshold and it doesn't warp over time. I will point out that the Westin has a nice fit inside of the truck. Because of how the floorboard is designed, it sits down and inside the floorboard, so it kind of wedges itself against the threshold right there. So it does take a good amount of force to push it out of the way. Now if I was shopping for the floor mat and I had to choose between these three, I would probably go with the Husky Liners. I like the coverage it has when it comes to scooting back towards the seat and up below the pedals. Sometimes when I'm driving, I'll bring my left heel back and it'll get under the seat, and in other vehicles in the past, I've caused it to get dirty on the carpet. And overall, I just like the way the Husky Liners looks more in my vehicle compared to the WeatherTech and the Westin. And there you have it for the best custom fit floor mats on our GMC Canyon.